All right, welcome to the developer diary time 2 of Rogi Lifey. I fooled you, it's just vlog BS because I am not going to develop this week. Or I did develop a lot this week, actually, last week. Today's Thursday. It's 2:49 p.m. And cheers. Let's do a little day drinking. Ooh, I need a chaser for that one. So, what happened is I had, let's see if I can pull it up here. A little footage from, let's see if I can get this going on. Come on now, you can do it. Equals.
But I don't know if you can tell, but that's after I picked it up.
I'm a hell of
It
a
changed the
ventriloquist.
way
No,
that
no. Here. Let's go into this view. You can see I had all this great stuff going on. I had slimes, and I had. You can see it here. If I can stop playing the game. Yeah, see it. I had player damage going on, and I had a game over screen. Yeah, see, I had a game over screen going on. All this stuff happened, and what ended up happening is I was moving my documents folder over into my storage disk system, which is a RAID array. That's backed up, so it doesn't have redundancy, but I still, which is dumb, I stick stuff on there anyways. I just can't afford, not just that, I can't afford the room. Like, I don't think a good, excuse me, RAID array consists of RAID 5. I think it's either RAID 0, 1 or nothing. So it's just RAID 0 right now. It has no redundancy, but it's got 4 drives that are operating together, and unfortunately, my computer can use like 6. Sorry, I'm going to nerd out on you for a while. My computer has enough capacity for 6 drives, but I'm using a solid state drive as my operating system drive, and that takes up 2 of those slots. It doesn't really take up the slots. It just, you can't use the other drives. Even if you've got them plugged in, they don't come up. They don't operate. So I have to use just 4 of the drives that I have, and I have 4 1 terabyte drives operating in a RAID 0 for my storage system, and that dumps onto a USB 3 backup system. And so does the operating system one. So yeah, it's kind of convoluted. At the same time, it was the cheapest but most reliable system I could, kind of afford and cobble together at the time. But yeah, the solid state drive I like to keep at like about 50% capacity so that it has enough room to do its thing. It's got an algorithm that uses alternate parts of the drive to read and write, so it doesn't keep reading and writing to the same bytes every time on the drive, so that it doesn't wear out as fast, which it also just kind of slows down after it gets really fat, after it's really big, after the capacity is used up, after there's more files on it. The more files, the closer it is to being full, the slower it gets. And it's not really that fast, in my opinion. But that's just my opinion. I'm not really that impressed with the solid state drive speed. It's kind of close to the speed of 4 of my regular physically mechanical drives in a RAID 0 configuration. And that's like... I also kind of wonder if I'm not like experiencing some other kind of problems that make it slow for some reason, but it is still faster than 4 standard, not even standard, just like very basic, probably low budget hard drives in my case. Maybe not too bad. I don't remember. I'm just talking out my ass at this point. But anyways, so what happened was I lost like a good chunk of like everything that I did over the weekend, which was a lot. Like I got like a battle system, things could attack the player could die, technically speaking. You'd have to reset the game to get back to the beginning of it and everything. It felt good. But then tragedy struck, and I've got hours of footage of me going through like the development process that I just don't want to share. Like half of it is like uneditable. Like I can't bring myself to edit it. It just doesn't seem like it's worth it. And I'm keeping it. I'm going to log it. At the same time, I'm going to see if I can't like refine this process of me like talking about the process of making the game and make it more interesting, or at least put an interesting little 15-minute tidbit video up, and then use that to like kind of promote this other like long drawn out bullshit that probably not very many people except for other developers are interested in. Yeah, and that's it really. One of the crazy things though, I showed you that video of the stuff that I had gotten done. I've got this here. This is why I didn't. This is another reason why I was trying to put in my own old music that I had made to kind of pad out places where I was building models and things like that, because I wanted to show off what I do in Blender as well as what I'm doing in Unity and any other programs that I'm using to make assets. But so what happened? Come on now, make this easier for me. Okay, so I'm editing. You'd think the computer would want to do it, would want to make it easier for me, right? And do everything for me, because the computer makes all the money. Now here, check this out. This is wacky. So this is what Vegas was doing to me while I was trying to get stuff done. Come on now. Yeah. Okay, so I'm editing my part 2 diary thing, and I'm using good old Vegas, and I've plopped some things in here, and it's glitching like a motherfucker. Check this out. I don't even know where that sound is coming from. That is some glitch shit right there. I'm gonna keep that. It's supposed to be song, but it's glitching up with... Somehow the buffer is corrupted, and the song and whatever, I think, data that's in the muted clip above it is messed up. It's so weird. Right, so that's happening in Vegas, and I can't use Vegas apparently, and this happened twice to me now, and I don't know why. The music data is like, it's pretty old, but it sounds fine when I play it, the WAV files or the MP3s in VLC. But for some reason when I put them in Vegas, they're just glitching out, and I may just have to try and use another editor or something. I don't know. I hate editing. I used to kind of like editing. I like editing when it's artistic. I hate editing when I have to sit there and listen to myself and deal with my rambling, which I hate. I can't edit my rambling at all, and I hate listening to myself, especially when I'm sober. I hate listening to myself. I hate it when I get depressed and then I ramble about my depression, and I ramble about how terrible shit is and everything. I don't want to complain, and I don't want that to be part of anything. It's part of my, stream of consciousness trying to express itself and what I'm going through, but it's not part of the development process. It is actually a big part of the development process. Like the manic depression shit that goes on is a big part of what creates and destroys the process. And yeah, that's good, but like I said, I'm going to put that in like some kind of subtitled subnote bullshit hidden away in a private video on YouTube, and then you can find the link if you solve a complex puzzle inside of the game once it's done. But no, I'm just going to play some games for the next few days, maybe a week, and just take a break from this project, because I can't have a boss and I can't be my own boss. Like, it's just terrible. It's just not working. So I have no direction, and I'm trying to work on that. I'm trying to work on, like, organization goals. I have a list of goals. I have a list of goals in my thing, and now they're trash because I have to go back and half the data that was recoverable from the problem that I had from moving my directories around that fucked up. I can use some of it. Some of my code, most of my code is still there, and it's like, oh, that's great. But none of the prefabs that I had created, and half of the prefabs, half the code isn't, half of the prefabs aren't, but part of the prefabs are still there. Now I got to figure out how to either cobble it all together or trash it all and then start over. Which, in my experience, I have to trash things and start over at least 3 times, right? So if this is the first attempt, maybe I should just delete the whole goddamn game folder, game project folder, and just create another attempt. And then somewhere along, if after a month things are going too well, maybe I should just accidentally spill coffee on my fucking computer and then start over from scratch with a new computer. That's just how things work in my life. It's like I've had so many things just fail on me and just be like, okay, this is fine. This is fine. I can deal with this. This is fine. And just redo it. After the third time, though, I'll have a rage fit and burn my house down with me in it, right? No, I won't do that. But at the third time, if the third time isn't the charm, something's wrong, and I should just probably eliminate the concept of the project completely and just move on, But usually the third time is the charm for me. But it has been like that for a long time now. Is like I have to stop, destroy, recreate, destroy again, and create something better. And by that time, I think if I haven't just pushed it back on the back burner like I usually do, because I never finish anything, and that's just the way it is with me. I don't know why, but it's gonna be that way. If it is, if it isn't, that's fine. Thank you for watching this bullshit, and thanks for paying attention to me. It's greatly appreciated. It's not something that I crave. It probably should be, but I'm always too lost in my own bullshit to really pay attention to how much attention I'm actually being paid to. I don't know if I said that right, but sometimes it's just like my head is too full of shit to actually worry about who gives a fuck about me. But I honestly am glad that people are, and I wish I could express that better, but I can't. It doesn't matter. I hope you're doing well, and I hope your endeavors are greatly successful, and I hope everything about your life is great. If you do struggle with depression, hang in there. I can't say that I know any better or worse because I can't be in your shoes, but granted, given that information, you should also know that you can't be in my shoes. And it's just that's kind of the terrible part about our existence, is that we can't really get each other, and that really stands in the way of a lot of our problems. That and our fears, our unreasonable fears of things, because we're we're born in a body that fears saber-toothed tigers and woolly mammoths, and we just don't have that shit anymore. All right, I'm sorry, I'm rambling, as I do. I love you. I hope you have a good time. Thank you for watching. Goodbye.